cool. Well, for today's agenda, move the carburetor, order a bunch of parts in. As for right now, I need to get the carb rebuilt, flush the lines, pull the tank, clean the tank, see if I can pump gas from the tank, this thing to idle, a master cylinder on, pull the tires, do wheel cylinders, bleed the brakes. I'll probably just do the front brakes, make sure that the transmission works. Carburetor is off. Really cool guy up there, Tour Texas Dynamic Industries. And then next step, drop this whole gas tank down and then blow out the line. Tank's empty. Looks pretty good. Not too shabby. Get some wrenches on. And took my brake parts cleaner, sprayed these bolts, WD-40, spray them down. Yeah, came off pretty easy. Not bad at all. Bet you that still works. Isn't that bad, but it isn't that good. I've seen worse, but I've seen better. Sent my wife to the grocery store, gas tank rebuild kit, and soda, vinegar. Throw that in there, throw a couple rocks or bolts in there, and shake the tank around. What I'm really interested to see is if this sending unit works. As it fills up with gas, this floats to the top. 9 times out of 10, this has a hole in it or a crack. And the way this works is magic. I'll hook up this wire. Be cool if this thing worked. I know it said empty, so it's full. This fuel sending unit works. It's basically just a controlled ground. It's down here, it lifts up, and it just gives the, it sends more ground to the fuel gauge, and then which makes the needle go up. Basically just attached a wire from the sending unit to the frame neck. That's another problem. It goes up to, you know, where you fill your gas tank up. It's completely deteriorated, falling apart. So what I'm gonna do is I got some PVC pipe, which is definitely not the right way to do it. But it's not gonna hold gas, it's just gonna let the gas run down into the tank. That should work. Booyah! She's getting this to line up. First source closed, 30 minutes away from Home Depot, so I'm just gonna take this piece, JB welded on there. And then there's the pump. Be cool if that pump worked. Oh, hey. There's my brake master cylinder cap. Cool. Gonna see if this fuel pump is still pumping. These lines don't even look too bad. Let's see if it pumps. Clear. Tank's back on, all rigged up, cleaned out. Line's blown out, soldering the fuel pump. I got the fuel pump in place. And the hoses ran. I'll put a fuse on this later, but I'm just gonna hook it straight to the ignition relays over there. I think it goes to the starter. I just turned the key on and checked for 12 volts. That's all I did. Whew, it's cold out here. I can see my breath. Prime the fuel pump. Carburetor rebuilt and in. And I picked up some automatic transmission fluid. I go ahead and dump it in this motor, and then it'll just clean out all that old gunk. I'll run it for a couple minutes, let it clean out all that old trash, do an oil change, and then we're working on getting it tuned in and idling. Stand back, that belt looks like it's about to fly off. Transmission fluid inside of the case. I ran it about 10-15 minutes. Sounds decent. Sounds like there's a little bit of a knock. I'll for sure be able to tell once I get the exhaust hooked up. Just super loud. Awesome. It says Cruise Master. Jesus, this oil hasn't been changed in a long time. I mean, looks good enough to me. It's actually looking pretty promising. That automatic transmission fluid really flushed all that crap out. And I don't see any glitters or flakes or anything like that. Sweet. Spent the big bucks. Got the premium stuff. Yeah. It's like 15 horsepower right there.
All right, so my parts came in. Got a manual brake master cylinder, brake lines, wheel cylinders, bolt, couple new belts. They were so cheap. The belts on this car were only like $5 a piece, so I bought like freaking 5 of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this power brake master cylinder off, and I can't find anywhere to get this thing rebuilt. If you want to buy a remanufactured one, it's like $500. So I'm just gonna unbolt it, and the bolt pattern on the firewall looks to be the same as on this one. So I think I'm just gonna convert it back to manual brakes. I don't even think it really needs to be power brakes, because it's a 4-wheel drum car. It should be just fine with manual brakes. I ain't about to spend no $500 on a power brake master cylinder. So let me get this thing thrown off and convert from manual to power. I'm going from power to manual. But this old Bendix setup system is weird. The master cylinder is to the booster, and I really don't even think it puts that much pressure. It's called a treadle vac. Bendix treadle vac is what it's called. And I heard a lot of bad things about these. I heard that there's a valve inside go bad, and the brake pedal will just go straight to the floor. So it's dangerous anyways. Manual brakes are going to be better. It's an old car anyways. I don't see why it's going to make that much of a difference having power, man. Kind of like that movie Christine, you know. I think that was an old Chrysler. Yeah, I think it was an old Chrysler. You know, that haunted car that came alive. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Ah, this is gonna take forever. This lines up perfect with that shaft, if y'all can see that. So if I can either weld a bracket here, just a flat piece of metal, drill the 4 holes, we should be good. Or I can do it the wrong way, bend these in. I'll probably mess something up, but yeah, let's do that and see what happens. Took the bracket that the power brake booster was sitting on. I just bent it in with a pipe wrench. I drilled out the bottom 2 holes. That and that. Right there. It's working, it doesn't leak, but we got a problem. Right there, this line is trash. It's completely rotted through. I just can't catch a brake on this thing. This one's rusted out too. That's rusted out too. Well, at least it went on pretty good. Ching! Brake parts came in, and it is a beautiful day. Let's get her done. The whole stud comes out. That doesn't really look that bad either. I wonder if somebody was fooling with this thing. Spray it down with WD-40, then beat on it with a hammer. Okay, I've been beating on this thing for like an hour now, and it's not coming off. I'm gonna remove the wheel bearing and see if the whole thing will come off. I really don't know how this thing goes together. I don't know if these are holding it on or if it's just, go ahead and take this wheel bearing out and see if it comes out. Pretty soon I'm not gonna have any good pants. Oh, that's attached to it. You gotta be freaking kidding me. I've been sitting here beating on this thing for an hour. I need to make this look like this. Full send. First thing I need to do is I need to flare this in before I get it all the way into place. First things first, this to go a little bit above. I've never done this before. I don't know how to do it, so learn together. Yeah. Thing on there. Side, not so bueno. Looks like the brake pad broken. Brake shoe was hard to get off. Go ahead and replace on this wheel cylinder. There's 2 bolts in the back. This rubber brake line, which is all brand new. I just replaced all that. had to go spend some money on a tire at Walmart. I'm gonna end up running and driving anyways. I'm gonna have to put 3 more tires on it, so. Okay, so I think I got this thing ready to go. Charging, I think I'm gonna put an alternator on it. I got the brakes done. I got brand new copper lines ran, new wheel cylinders. I need to put some new brake shoes on it. I went ahead and put an old air cleaner on it that I just had laying around. I got a new cleaner for it, but the case I just found, as you can tell, it's all rusty. But I think we're good to go. I got this thing where it'll fire right off. Let's see if this sucker's gonna drive.